Hi there, welcome. My name's Rachel with Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness, and today I'm going to offer you a 30-minute practice designed to open, strengthen, and stretch your hips. So you don't need anything special today. Come onto your mat and take a seat and we'll get going. Thanks so much for joining me and enjoy. Okay, we're gonna start our yoga practice for hips seated with just a quick centering to tune in. So you can come to cross legs. If you're tight in your hips, you might want to sit up on a bolster or a block or a blanket or anything to kind of elevate the hips up. You could have cross legs like this with ankle in front of ankle, or you could tuck the feet under each other or the shins kind of a little tighter. So find what feels good for you. Close your eyes and just take a moment to drop in. So the palms can be down on your lap. Eyes closed, soft, relaxed face. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Good. On your next inhale, just puff the chest forward, hold the knees, lift up, look up. And exhale, roll back. You could open the eyes, just kind of getting into the pelvis, the hips, the back. Do that again. Inhale, rise up, just a seated cat and cow. Exhale, release. Good. So even though we're doing our hips, we want to give a little movement to the spine as well. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release, because they're all really connected, right? The spine, the hips, the pelvis. One more time. Inhale, lift. You can feel the pelvis and the hips rocking here. And exhale, release. And then sit up nice and tall. You can bring your hands off of your lap, tip back to unravel your legs, and you're gonna take a couple windshield wipers. This is one of my favorite hip series warm-ups. We do these a lot of times in our live stream classes. So just starting to loosen up the hips side to side. Good. That's perfect. And then the next time that the knees come to the right, you're gonna hold, turn your head away towards the left, maybe close your eyes or have a steady gaze or focal point. Couple deep breaths. And then bring your left hand to your left hip crease. Your back fingers can face the back. Press the thigh forward to rotate behind. And exhale, release, look to the front or look over to the side. And then you'll do that again. So you inhale, you feel the hip, the thigh bone roll internally within the hip socket. And exhale, release, external rotation, look to the side. Do that one more time. Inhale, press forward. And exhale, release. Reach the hand off the hip. You could look at the thumb or beyond the thumb, closed eyes or soft, steady gaze. On an inhale, lift the top arm. We'll rotate to the back of the room, touch the ground behind you. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. So we'll just start to link our breath with our movement. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. This time we're going to lift that arm high to the sky. You're going to pause at the top, reach up, lift up, look up. And as you exhale, bring your hand right in front of the shin. We're gonna lower into a modified pigeon pose. So go ahead and walk forward over that front leg. You could be up on the hands or down on the forearms, or open the elbows, stack the palms or fists, and let the head drop. And you'll take a few breaths here. So later in our practice today, we'll come into a full version of pigeon, but just know that this is an option to modify. So depending on how the hips and the knees are feeling, this is a great way to still get into that outer edge of the left hip and the back in a more gentle way. Take a deep breath in and full breath out. Good. Come to rise up. You can frame the front knee with both hands, press down into the fingers, rise up through the heart, take the head up. And release the gaze back down. Cartwheel the left arm up and over. Bring the knees up and over to the left, and you can turn your head to the right. So now just hitting the other side. So you'll have steady gaze in yoga called our drishti point, or close your eyes. Few breaths. And then bringing the right hand to the right hip crease, back fingers face the back. You'll press that thigh forward, internal rotation to rotate back, look behind you. And exhale, external rotation to settle the hip back down and look to the side. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, press forward. Exhale, release back, just starting to lubricate that hip. Again, inhale, press forward. And exhale, release back. You can reach the arm away off the hip, looking at the thumb or beyond the thumb, few breaths. Good, and then we'll take that rotation that we did before. So you inhale to rise. Exhale, tap. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tap. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Now this time the arm's going to rise. You'll hold at the top and then lift up through the ribs, open up the heart, the throat, the face, look up. And release the hand down in front of the shin. We're coming into that modified pigeon again. So you can walk over those pinwheel-shaped legs to be on the palms or the forearms, or open the elbows, stack the palms or fists, close the eyes. Few breaths here. Good. And then from where you are, lengthen to come up. You can walk the hands back, framing the front knee with both hands, and then we'll cartwheel the right arm up and over. And you'll take the knees 1 time to the right and 1 time to the left. Let the knees come up through center, wiggle the feet hip together. So you bring soles of feet to touch, knees wide to bound angle Baddha Konasana. Let's hold on to our ankles, sit up nice and tall, and the knees might be high depending on tightness in the hips or the back, that's fine. So holding that bound angle, deep breath in. And exhale, hinge at the hips. So just come to a forward fold. So you could keep a flat back and have just a slight forward fold. You could also bring your hands to your feet. You could go a little deeper or a lot deeper. You could roll the spine forward, whatever feels good. And just take a few breaths here. Good. From here, lengthen to come up. Bring your hands to your ankles, lift your heart up through your arm bones, lift the throat, lift the face. And then look back down at the feet, slide the hands along your shins, catch the knees and bring the legs back towards each other. Let's come to all fours. So swing the legs around. We'll take a tabletop position from here. You could pad the knees if they're sensitive, grab a blanket or anything that you need, hands in front of the shoulders, and start to circle the hips. This is another familiar favorite warm-up that we do oftentimes in our full-length classes to kind of get the hips moving, all the edges and corners of the hips. And then when the hips go to the back, just circle them the other way. Good, and then when the hips come to the back, let's take our first child's pose. You can let the big toes touch, widen the knees, extend the arms, let the belly drop, let the head drop. Just hold here for a few breaths. You're welcome to keep the arms extended. If it's more comfortable to have the hips high, if they don't quite touch the heels, that's okay. If it's more comfortable to be up on the forearms, that's also okay. So find a child's pose that works for you. Deep breath in and full breath out. Good. From here, come forward to tabletop, all fours, bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees under the hips, and take just a couple hip wags side to side. We're going to keep working our hips here. So come into tabletop position, send the right leg back to 3-limb table, bend the knees so your toe points up to the ceiling, and start to circle the knee around in one direction, continuing to lubricate your hip crease to warm up your hip. And then let the knee start to circle the other way. Good, you're gonna keep going. I'm just gonna switch directions so you can see here. So we're circling that right leg. I'm mirroring you now. And you're gonna take the right leg out to the side, come on the sole of your right foot, toe forward, heel back, and just pausing here. We're gonna come into a diagonal version of down dog. So curl your left toes under, lift your left knee, and then spin your fingers and your toes towards the left corner of the mat as you pull the hips way back. And then let the head hang. Give it a shake, yes. And give it a shake, no. Let the head hang heavy. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Good job. From here, square the fingers off to face the front. Shift your weight forward so you can softly send the left knee back down to the ground. And then take that right leg that's off to the side. You're going to swing it all the way over towards the left. Let your inner thighs touch. Come on the ball of that foot. Look towards your heel. Take a few breaths there. So you're getting into the outer edge of your right hip. Legs are crossed really close. Few breaths. Good. And then extend that leg behind you. You're going to bend your knee, point your toe, and lift your heart. I'm going to switch my position one more time. So we have that right leg behind us. We're opening up here. And we're going to thread our right knee through our hands. So you can come to sit on your heel. So this is a linear pigeon where you're sitting up on the heel, the hips are square, the knees facing forward. Traditional version of pigeon, you would bring that right knee out and scooch the shin forward. Keep the hip points square if you can, and that bottom right hip may or may not touch the ground, depending on flexibility. If this is too much, you're going to come back to that pinwheel shape where you just settle onto the hip and bend the knee, just like we did in our warm-up, right? So you're going to find a pigeon pose that works for you, and then rise up onto the fingertips. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And as you exhale, undulate down, bend the elbows out, pour the belly down, the chest, the throat, the face. And then start to roll on up. Let the head be the last to lift. The chest rises, the throat, the face, head up. And exhale, release. Good, one more time like that. Roll it up, all the way up. Lift the heart, lift the chest, lift the throat and face. And then walk forward over the front legs. So you can come back to the hands or to the forearms or open the elbows, stack the palms or fists. Let the head drop. Maybe close your eyes and take a few breaths here. And breathing right into the outer edge of that right hip. Good. And then from where you are, lengthen your spine to come up. You can walk the hands back, frame your front leg, lift the heart, lift the chest, take the throat up, the head back, and then release. Place your weight into your hands, slide the front leg back to meet the back leg too. Let's take another wide knee child's. So touch the big toes, widen the knees, sink the hips back, arms could extend. You could also press hands to prayer, bend the elbows and let the prayer hands fall back to your head. Few breaths here. Good, extend the arms forward. Shift your weight forward to tabletop, all fours. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So knees come hip width, a couple hip wags, just back and forth to open up that outer edge of the hip. And then from your tabletop, send the left leg long now. Bend the left knee, point your toe. Start to circle the left knee around in one direction. Good, just like we did on the other side. And then circle the left knee in the other direction. You're going to keep going. I'm spinning this way to mirror you. So we have our left leg circling. And then we're going to take that left leg out to the side. Come on the sole of your foot, toe forward, heel back. So you're getting ready for that diagonal down dog shape that we did before. So from here, if it's comfortable, you're going to curl your right toes under, lift the right knee, spin the hands and the toes to the right diagonal corner of the mat, pull the hips back, let the head fall through the arm bones, and then maybe give your head a shake, yes. Or give the head a shake, no. And let your head hang heavy. A few breaths here. Good job. And then from where we are, we square off again. So hands face forward, shift forward, gently lower your right knee. And then take your left leg that's out to the side and swing it all the way over towards the right. Come on the ball of your foot. Press out through your heel, look towards your heel. Back toes could be curled under or uncurled. And you'll take a few breaths here into that outer left side of your body. Deep inhale. And full exhale. Good. Extend your left leg back behind you, bend your knee, point your toe, lift your heart, lift your throat, lift your face, and pause. I'm coming this way to show you from the side. So pausing here, we're gonna thread that left leg through again to pigeon. So bring your knee forward. You could sit on your heel, or bring your knee out and scooch the shin forward, or come into that pinwheel shape where you tip onto the hip and you bend your back knee, whatever works for your body. So once you get into pigeon pose, Kapotasana, you're gonna press down into the fingers, rise up through the heart, lift the throat, lift the face, look up. And then exhale, undulate down, bend the elbows, pour the belly, the chest, the throat, the face, and then roll on up. Head's the last to lift, all the way up to lift up and look up. And exhale, lower. Last time, roll it up. And exhale, lower. Let's walk onto our hands or our forearms, and then open your elbows. Stack your palms or fists, let the head drop, and take a few breaths. Good job. And then from pigeon pose, start to lengthen to come back up. You can walk your hands back to frame the front leg, press down into the fingers, rise up through the heart, lift the throat, lift the face, look up. And then exhale, release your gaze back down. This time we're going to tip onto our front hip and swing the back leg all the way around to the front. You're gonna take your feet again as wide as your mat and take just a few hip circles side to side, or hip rolls side to side rather, windshield wipering from left to right. Good, we'll do a little bit more work seated before we come to our backs. So from where you are, let's bring the knees up through center, wiggle your feet hip width distance, extend your right leg forward, keep a bend in the left knee, and hold on to your left shin. You're gonna bring your right leg in line with your belly button if it's comfortable, and cross the left leg on top of right. Hold that shin, sit up tall. Choice one, you could stay where you are with a long leg, or tip onto the right hip and then tuck that right leg underneath. So you choose where you want to be seated. And then you're going to lift the same arm as bent leg, twist towards your bent leg, take it into your elbow crease, and let that top arm come to the ground. You could look to the side or over the back shoulder. Other option, you could hook the elbow across your lap, palm like a high five to the side wall, and then rotate. From here, unravel your body. We're gonna take either cow face or half cow face. So if your leg was unwound, half cow face, you're just gonna slide that front leg on top. You're gonna walk it all the way over, inner thighs touch, knees stack. Or if the leg was tucked, you're gonna do that same thing and then move your heel away from your bottom so there's equal distance from your hips to your heels. If half cow face or full cow face, Gomukhasana, is not comfortable, you could also take cross legs with your left leg in front. So cross legs, half cow face or full cow face. And if you have the soles of the feet accessible, you're gonna place your hands on them, or one hand on the foot, one hand on the ground, lift up tall. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, hinge forward over your legs. And then when you get down, just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Breathing right into the hips, right into any area of sensation or tenderness. And then begin to lengthen to come up all the way. Good. And we can unravel our legs. So tip back, feet as wide as your mat. Just a couple last windshield wipers side to side before we come to the other side. So you can let your knees come through center, wiggle your feet hip width. Let's take the right leg long this time. Or I guess that's your left leg. I've been mirroring you. So take your left leg long. Your feet can be hip width distance or take your long leg in line with your belly button. Cross the bent leg on top, sit up tall. Remember, option 1, leg stays straight. Option 2, you could tuck it underneath, but make sure the sit bone comes down to the ground. Hold your shin, sit up tall. Good. Lift your same arm as bent leg. Deep breath in. And exhale, twist towards the bent leg, take it into the elbow crease. Take the long arm to the earth. Look to the side or over the back shoulder, few breaths. Good. From where you are, unravel. And now we're going to come to our half cow face or our full cow face or cross leg. So remember, if the leg was straight, you just fold that top leg on top. If the leg was bent, same thing, walk the feet away, inner thighs touch, equal distance between heels, or cross legs with right leg in front. So you choose half full or half or full cow face or cross legs. So you're going to sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in. And exhale, hinge at the hips. And you might just kind of bow the head. So it doesn't have to be a deep fold, but if you can come into a deeper fold. And obviously the further you are into this, the more sensation you'll feel. But just come to your own edge, to that place within your body where you start to feel sensation, and then breathe there. And hopefully you're feeling this in your hips. Good job. Then lengthen to come up. Now unwind your legs by tipping back and taking our last for real windshield wiper before we come to our backs. And then let's bring the knees up through center. Wiggle your feet hip width distance. So scooch forward so you have room to lay back. Lift your arms up. And exhale, slowly lower onto your back. When you get onto your back, take a nice big stretch out. Lengthen the legs forward, stretch the arms away, stretch through fingers and toes. And then gather your knees up into your body. You could hold the knees or the shins or wrap the arms around the legs and take a rock side to side just to relax your back. Hands to knees, circle the knees one way. And circle your knees the other way. Good. Place your feet down onto the ground, open the arms to T. Cross your right ankle over your left knee to figure 4. So you could stay here or pick the left foot up if that feels okay, and hold the back of the thigh or the front of the shin. Lengthen your spine and your neck, so drop your chin down instead of letting it be lifted. Just slide it down. Hug that leg into your body. You could also extend the left leg if you'd rather. I'm going to keep mine bent, but you choose. Just pause here, feeling this nice release for this your low back and the opening and the outer edge of the right hip. Deep breath in. And full breath out. Stay in figure 4 shape, but release the thigh or shin if you had it. Open arms to T and place your foot on the ground. Cross your legs closer so inner thighs touch. Press into bottom foot, scoot your hips to the right so you're more on your left hip, and then let your knees go to the left. Just one last spinal twist, and you can turn your head away from your knees. And you'll take a few breaths there. Bring your knees back up through center. Press into the bottom foot to shift the hips back. Stay where you are with these crossed legs. Bring your knees up into your belly. One last thing for our hips. You're gonna hold your knees, squeeze them in, and if you can, slide your hands down the tops of your shins. Start to move your feet away from each other so you can get the tops of the feet, or grab the outer edges of the feet, or if you can, come right underneath the foot. Grab the sole of the foot or outer edge of foot and start to move the feet away. So you're back to cow face pose, but it might be a little easier now that you're on your back. Or not, but just do the best you can wherever you feel comfortable. Land there. Maybe close your eyes and breathe. Good, you're doing great. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, release the feet. Place your left foot down, unravel the legs, and we'll do the whole thing on the other side. So left ankle over right knee, arms to T, you're in figure 4, or pick the right foot up, hold the back of the right thigh or the front of the right shin, hug that leg into your body, and breathe into the outer edge of your left hip. Deep breath in. And full breath out. Good job. A few more breaths. And take another deep inhale. As you exhale, release your foot, open the arms to T, cross the legs closer so the inner thighs touch, coming into that twist, press into the bottom foot, scoot your hips to the left, you're more on the right hip, knees go to the right, head turns to the left, and eyes can close. Couple breaths. Good job. Bring your knees up through center. Press into the bottom foot to shift the hips back. Stay where you are. Bring your knees up to your belly and then hold your knees. Give them a nice squeeze into your body. If there's room, slide your hands down the shins and start to move the feet away from each other as you take a hold of the tops of the shins, tops of the ankles, tops of the feet, or maybe wrap your fingers around the outer edge of foot, or take your hands underneath your feet, holding the soles of the feet and grabbing hold of those outer edges again. Bend your elbows, pulling the feet away gently, and then close your eyes and breathe here into this reclined version of cow face, Gomukhasana. Breathing right into the hips. Good, deep inhale. Full exhale. And release the feet and bring them back down to the ground. Open the knee, unravel your legs. Let's take the knees wide apart. Bring the soles of your feet together. Stretch the arms above the head to open up the inner thighs, the inner parts of the hip. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, just surrender the arms alongside the body. Like Shavasana, hold here in this reclined bound angle. If it's too much, bring the hands to the outer edges of the thighs. Wiggle the thighs together as you shuffle the feet apart and rest here. So you choose constructive rest or reclined bound angle, hands in Shavasana or palms on the belly, or one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. We'll land here for just a moment. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Sending your awareness into the hips, noticing how you feel now. Any change or difference or shift from when you first began. Good, you're welcome to stay in whatever position you chose. Or if you want to lay long and flat with the legs outstretched and the arms outstretched in a more traditional Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, if you're ready to transition out with me, we'll gradually make our way to one side. So if you're in that reclined bound angle, just bring the knees back together. Roll onto the left or the right. Press down into the ground to press yourself back up to seated. You could be in cross legs or kneeling or any other variation of seated. Good, let your palms touch your lap or backs of hands touch the lap. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Good, let your hands connect in front of your heart to form a prayer position or Anjali Mudra, and take a moment to bow your head to yourself, honoring your body, and honoring this practice together. Namaste. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to subscribe to get updated on more free weekly videos coming your way. So I hope to see you again soon. Take care. Have a great day.